How's it going, everybody? This is Christian Duke from StrengthAddicts.com. We're here at Cardinal Fitness in Westerville, Ohio. I want to thank our sponsor, MyOatmeal.com. Over 22 billion combinations at your fingertips. And we're joined today by NPC Bikini competitor, DANI KINN. Dana, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. This is the last interview of the night, and I really appreciate you having so much patience. Originally, this was a 7 o'clock, and then an 8 o'clock, and it was like 8:30. But I want to jump right into our interview and talk about how you got started training and weight training, that is. I know you come from a sort of a running background. You've done half marathons and distance running. So maybe talk to us about those sports and then segue into actually getting into the iron game.
Okay. High school, I was pretty good at cross country. I randomly got into it and decided just to try it out. I actually missed going to state by one place. Stuck with it afterwards. It's a stress reliever, love it. Did a half marathon in 2011, and then decided I kind of wanted to tone up for my brother's wedding. Didn't know too much about weightlifting, so I actually had a friend who knew Chelsea Walton, so I contacted her. I saw some of her bikini competition pics, thought her body was amazing, and so went from there.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the transformation. And we're outside, so if people hear, you know, like loud cars, it is what it is. Let's talk about, as soon as you pick up the weights, whether it's machines or actually, what do you prefer to train with? Machines or dumbbells, barbells? What do you?
Free weights and cable machines.
Okay. So when you start using these machines, these devices, I guess you could say, when did you start noticing changes in your body, your physique, and when did you start noticing some strength gains?
Let's see. Chelsea had me doing a lot of fun stuff, a lot of crazy things. She's pretty creative with her workouts, so I got to try all kinds of things. It probably took about 3 months, I guess, for me to start noticing some changes.
Okay.
And that's when it becomes kind of an addiction. That's when it becomes really fun when you see the results.
Awesome. And when did you decide to actually compete? I mean, you know, for a lot of people, for a lot of ladies especially, I don't know why, but I guess coming into the gym, it's okay if you just do some cardio, lift some weights or whatever. When you really get into the lifestyle, it's like you take a step. When you go on stage, that's like a giant step. What got you into that?
Let's see. I started training with Chelsea probably in November, and then I decided in December I finally got up the courage because I knew I had seen her pictures, totally jealous of her body. So I asked her about training, or for the bikini competition.
Right.
And she encouraged me to try it out. Honestly, didn't know if I could do it, but I thought, you know what, I'll try it. If I can't get on the stage, at least I'll have the body.
Absolutely. And bikini, you knew that was the division you wanted to do, like, pretty much immediately?
Right.
Okay. So talk to us, I guess, I know you didn't really want to talk about this, but I hope it's okay to ask. You had a foot injury, and I always think it's great to overcome adversity. Adversity doesn't always have to be, you know, like a bad marriage or, you know, like a eating disorder. It could also be like an injury, you know. So talk to us about that injury and actually, if you'd like, how it happened and how you were able to, you know, get back to 100%.
Okay. September 2012, I was at a friend's wedding from a small town, big drinking town.
Okay.
A friend, he obviously was having a lot of fun. Too much to drink, picked me up and dropped me. So
nice.
Those heels just shattered my foot.
and I love.
Surgeries later.
Yeah.
That's how I got out of the long distance running.
Okay. And 2 surgeries. So, I mean, like, one's bad enough, but then,
right.
You know, when you go into that second surgery, like, well, what was the first one for?
Well, the second one was just to remove, like, all the hardware, the pins and all of that. So that
Okay.
was a little bit easier, but it still ended up being, it took me about 6 months to recover from all of that.
And I like how you mentioned he was your friend. It sounds like he still is your friend,
Yes.
which is pretty cool. I mean, you know. So let's talk about now. We've talked about, you know, why you trained and getting on stage. Your first show was Dave Lieberman's Natural Ohio, which I actually went to in 2013, and Dave does an amazing job with his contests. Talk to us about that very first time that you get on stage. First off, what's it like backstage? You know, what's it like, the camaraderie? Is there any camaraderie? And then talk to us about actually getting on stage with all those people seeing you. I mean, when Dave puts on a show, he's got an expo. You know, you can't get another person in there with a shoehorn. I mean, it's like packed. What was that like?
When I heard how big it was, I was pretty much terrified. And that was the hardest part for me, was like the posing. It was just uncomfortable and just building up my confidence because I've always been kind of insecure. So day of the show, I actually didn't expect to be that much waiting around, but the show was so big, so bikini goes on last.
Right.
And then I guess I just was in a zone. I was calm. I surprised myself, but right before I went on stage, terrified, shaky like crazy. And then when I got off the stage, I felt like I got hit like a bus.
Yeah.
It was just an awesome feeling. I was hooked after that one.
And it's crazy because like I've heard. I've never competed, but I've heard that fear. Sometimes people confuse it with adrenaline. It's like it's got a little bit of everything. So you did Dave Lieberman's show. And you placed 5th, right?
Yep.
Which is really good. There's probably like at least a couple dozen girls in your class.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Top 5 for my first show.
And then you went on and did the Michael Francois, right?
Yes.
There you got 7th,
Yes.
which is also a good placing, a top 10 placing.
Thank you.
And then after that, you did the
Julie Palmer in Dayton, Ohio.
and you did really well there, right?
I placed 2nd in my class, and I actually got 1st in the novice.
Very cool. So let's talk about future plans. It sounds like you've done 3 shows in 1 year, and that's got I would imagine, be a little taxing on your body and all the dieting and the training.
Right.
What do you have planned for the rest of 2014?
I'm taking a long off season to really build up some muscle. The feedback from the coaches was literally go eat a hamburger. So
Okay.
gonna eat some food and make some big muscle gains and right back at it in spring.
Awesome. Now talk to us. We're out.
Do a junior national shows.
Oh yeah, junior nationals for sure. Yeah, because you're nationally qualified now, so why not? Right, one in Rome. And so we're outside here of Cardinal Fitness.
Right.
What is this gym like? It sounds like this is your home gym.
Right.
What's it like training in here?
This gym is great. It's really close to my house, which is why I started, but everybody's so friendly. When I first started coming here, I kind of kept to myself, but people, they really noticed, my physique, and they came up, asked questions, got to know me. So now they always ask about my shows, when the next one is.
Right.
So it's awesome.
Sounds good. It's so important to have a home gym. There's a lot of bodybuilders and physique-based competitors. They bounce around gyms and they never get that feeling like they're at home. So it's good to have that. So I guess right now, as they say, save the best for last. Acknowledgments. Who do you want to thank for this journey that you've embarked on? And it sounds like it's not just a fitness journey. It sounds like it's really helped shape you into your life. So who would you like to thank?
Definitely my coach, Chelsea Vaughn. She has been amazing. We have a team, Find Your Strong team.
Okay.
All the girls are super supportive, super motivating. Everybody works their butts off. So that's great. My family, my friends, my friend Shane, who actually introduced me to Chelsea. He set me up with her contact information. So.
Fantastic. Well, I really look forward to seeing more of you on the circuit, and I know that you're going to do very well at national level shows. I'll probably be back here for next year's Arnold Classic, and I hope to see you and possibly do another interview. Thanks again for all your patience today. I'm really happy to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Again, I want to thank our sponsor, myoatmeal.com. I want to thank you, Dana Kinn, and I'm Christian Duke for StrengthAddicts.com.